Welcome to the Feck It No More podcast.
Failure is like everything else in life, it's just between.
Never fail.
I need to know to get to where I want to go.
And in this episode, we're going to talk about, is this really it? And also, how to recognize whenever something really needs to change. Welcome back. We're honoured that you have chose to tune in again and spend your time with us. If you're a new listener to the Feck It No More podcast, welcome to our community where we help each other go from where we currently are to where we would like to be. In episode 1, if you haven't listened to it, feel free to go back to, and we discussed our mission of being able to provide zero cost personal development, growth, whatever you want to call it, to people that are really looking at change in their lives. That's not quite sure what that looks like, what's quite missing, but they want to actually get to a better place. And we're going to talk a lot about the different signs in this episode today on how you can notice if you're not in a place where you want to be, but also then we'll talk about things that you can do to get you to a much better place. I want to reassure you today, if you're out there and you are feeling that there's more to life, something's missing, I'm not happy with where I am, you're not on your own. I talk to people every day with similar problems, people that for whatever reason they need change in their life. So understanding first and foremost that it's natural, that everybody goes through this, is an important step. So what is a Feck It No More moment? What is that moment where we say enough is enough? Some people call it a breaking point, where they're like, I just can't do this anymore. But in reality, it can sometimes look a lot different to people. It's not that dramatic movie scene where people just go, I need to quit my job and do something different. It can be, but quite often it doesn't look like that. It's usually quiet, usually internal, the thoughts that we're having in our head, and usually it's kind of built up over days, weeks, months, years before we get to that point. But it's like a line in the sand where we have said, enough, I really can't continue to do this. It's having a negative impact on my life. I want to share only one example, and I'll try and keep this quick because this isn't about me, it's about you, of a time in my life where I thought, I can't continue doing this. I spoke last week in episode 1 on my friend passing away very early and having to make that dramatic change and doing what I'm passionate about. And that's certainly an extreme version, going in, handing my notice and walking away. But there was other times earlier in my life that this has happened too. Mid-30s, no, I lie, early 30s. So probably about 20 years ago. I could feel myself getting overweight, into that bad lifestyle, not really passionate about anything, working hard, trying to provide for the family, but not actually looking after myself, if that makes sense, physically in terms of exercise or anything like that. So I could see myself putting on weight, getting unhealthy, and I kind of had this vision of my life in the future where I could see two roads. I could see myself getting really unhealthy, really overweight, not being able to kind of play for my young children at the time, not being able to be there whenever they got older, having heart attacks, things like that. And I had this other vision of being healthier and happier and pretty much definitely further away from where I was at that stage. And I had this feeling and thoughts for a few months. You know, it had slowly creeped up on me. You know, we got married early in our 20s. We had kind of struggled with having a child quite young at 20. We had to grow our life. So we were focused on a lot of life stuff. Looking after ourselves physically certainly wasn't a high priority at that stage in my life. But I got to the point where I realised I have to do something about this. And I knew it was coming for a few weeks, a few months, as I said. The weight just didn't start going on overnight. It kind of creeped up and creeped up and creeped up because of the bad habits that we were doing, looking back on it now. So it was a case that once I seen the two visions of what my life looked like in the future, I had to decide what path I was going to follow. Now for me, I decided that I was going to run a marathon, get some fitness. That's what I did. I failed miserably the first time, but that's what I did. I focused on, okay, this is important to me. I must make this change. Things can't keep going the way they were. And that was one of the big pivotal moments in my life, because that marathon led on to so much more in the endurance space that I never thought possible. But also the mindset that I grew from that journey has definitely led me to where I am today, wanting to see people grow, progress, develop. That's another example for me of that feck it, no more moment. I can't keep doing the things that I'm doing. I'm going to get even fatter. Can I say fatter? I've said fatter. I'm going to get even unhealthier, and I'm going to potentially really negatively impact the life that I want to have with my kids, my grandkids in years to come. So that's what it looked like for me. For other people, it will look a lot different. As I say, it'll be different aspects. I've had it in different aspects of my life. I've had it regarding my confidence. I've had it regarding my fitness. I've had it regarding my finances. I've had it in the career. So it'll come in all different aspects of life, but the moment's the exact same. It might look different leading into the moment, but whenever you realize, okay, I must change this because it's not having the effect I want, that's where it's easier once you have got to that moment and gone, I know that I'm here now. This is the moment. This is the line in the sand that says I can't continue along this path. There's probably about 7 signs that I come across regular whenever I'm working with clients in the coaching business. But also, these are signs that have definitely kind of come to me on my own personal journey. And maybe they have for you. I'd be very interested to hear if you feel that any of these signs might have applied to you, or you have recognized them in your own journey, or maybe currently where you are. I'd love to hear about them in the comments, or I'd love to even get you on the show, and it can be anonymous. You can use your first name, you can use a different name, there can be no names at all. But I would like to know how that has resonated with you, or what it has been for you leading up. Remember, the reason we're sharing it, the reason we're discussing about these things is so that we can help other people that are currently in that moment. So one of the signs is you feel fine on the outside, but kind of numb on the inside, if that makes sense. You're not deeply sad as such, but you're not deeply anything. Joy is often muted. Excitement is rare. Even frustration can feel distant. It might even be like your emotional volume has been kind of turned down. I had a very interesting session and discussion with somebody last week who said that at a period of their life where they were working away from home a lot and they were doing it for the family, but the family really needed them at home. They had kind of tuned out all emotions and went at a singular focus on providing for the family, that they missed a lot of the important things, and that their emotions had kind of been just dulled. And it wasn't until somebody had spoke to them and explained this, and the wife had reached nearly breaking point, that they had to turn that emotion around and they had to relearn that skill. And that would certainly be a sign of feck it. I've had enough. The wife had certainly had enough. So if them emotions or that numbness is there, you may want to look at, why is this happening? What's the real issue behind it? Most importantly, how do I change it? The second sign is you're constantly busy, but you avoid kind of that stillness. It's busy for the sake of busy. Silence feels uncomfortable, so the space is filled up with work. You've been trying to outrun that change, that moment that things must change, so you're keeping busy, but it's in a way that's not really benefiting you, if that makes sense. It's not really getting you to anywhere different. So that busyness, that avoidance is certainly a sign to look out for. The next one I would say is you're productive, but you're not fulfilled. And I can relate to this one. We were busy, things were going on, I was keeping my mind busy, and maybe this comes back to the last point, but I didn't feel like I was achieving anything personally, on a personal level. I didn't feel like I was kind of growing or progressing. I suppose it meant a lot to the business that I was in. However, it was just that motion for me of trying to achieve results, but it was results for other people, not results that aligned with what I wanted to achieve, if that makes sense. The next sign, and certainly a sign that I can relate to, is saying that I'm fine. I don't know. I lie. I do now know this isn't just a male thing. Males tend to do it a lot more, but I have also had female clients that have said things are fine whenever they haven't been fine. So I know this is a person thing. And I don't know what it is as people. Sometimes we think that if we say that there's something wrong or there's something missing or I'm not happy about something, that might show weakness, or it might show that we are maybe less, if that makes sense. So quite often people would have asked, hey, is everything okay? And I would have said, I'm fine, things are okay. And in a sense, maybe nothing was actually wrong. You can't put it on one thing to say, oh well, if I can change this, my life's a whole lot better. So sometimes it is a case that you can't figure out what's missing. So I'm fine is just a nice response, or everything's okay, and it saves trying to think about what the problem is. Or maybe you're telling yourself in the head that, hey, look, I'm a lot better off than a lot of other people, and what am I complaining about? I should just be happy for being where I am. So you minimize your own kind of experiences, you minimize your own kind of expectations, and you quietly carry it along. It's not something you really talk to your partner about, or your friends or your family about. You feel like, I have to do this myself. So that, if you notice yourself saying, I'm fine, and usually whenever we say that, we have this feeling of, I'm not really fine. So if you're having that feeling while you're kind of showing and trying to portray that you're fine, it's a big sign that, okay, something has to change. The next one is probably that you feel disconnected from yourself. You can't quite answer questions like, what do I want out of my life? What excites me right now? What am I passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? I think probably the most important question that you can't quite answer is, who am I becoming? Where do I want to be further down the line? What does that look like to me? If you can't answer that question, you're definitely missing the opportunity to get to where you want to be. And in that case, you may just be living on kind of autopilot. You're just showing up, you're doing work, you're paying the bills, you spend time with the family, but you haven't thought about, what's the reason that I'm doing all these things? Where's it going to take me? How's this going to impact my life? So I suppose, do any of these first few ring out? Again, just leave a comment in the comments, or sure, if any of them relate or resonate, that's the word I was looking earlier, resonate with you. So the last couple that usually comes up is, you rely on external kind of highs to give you that short-term satisfaction. For some people, it'll be food. For some people, it'll be alcohol. For some people, it'll be training extremes, maybe like me. Certainly food and training extremes apply to me. Work pressures, achievements, and these highs give you that short-term feeling of, I'm achieving something, I'm progressing, I'm developing. For me, that looked like the projects that we were successful on at work, the teams that we were building, the milestones that we were hitting outside of my life. It was maybe a little bit of comfort eating and just eating stuff that I shouldn't eat to give me them short-term highs. But again, even in the endurance space, it was like, maybe if I just run this 100 miler, if I can do this 200 miler, if I can do this 3-day triathlon, it'll give me that high. So again, it's not giving you that long-term satisfaction or fulfillment, I suppose. So being able to just be mindful of, are you searching for that short-term high, or that short-term avoidance of dealing with the bigger issue that's maybe underlying all of them other aspects in your life? And the last one's quite important, and it's one that we see quite often, but it can be that you've just outgrown the old you. Now maybe it is that maybe you've been forced to outgrow the old you through breakdown of a certain aspect of your life, financial or employment, anything like that. But you've got to the point where you're feeling like you're either forced to make that change because of circumstances that's happened, and that old you isn't serving you any benefit for moving forward. Or quite often what it looks like is that we have just got to the point where we don't feel like we're growing, we're developing, we're evolving. And a lot of studies show that as human beings, we need that feeling of growth within our life. So in business, if you're able to provide growth for your employees, it keeps the business moving forward. But in your own personal life, which is what we're talking about today, if you've got to the point where you haven't learned something new in a while, you haven't kind of increased your finances in a while, you haven't increased maybe that love factor in your life, or that you felt like you have stalled, that's whenever we can really start feeling like, feck it, things must change. Because if you think about it, as a human race, if change never happened, if we weren't programmed for change, we would probably be still living in caves, doing things the way we did thousands of years ago. So that change is built into everybody. And usually we evolve as people. We go through different phases of our lives. And it's quite normal to come from one phase of our life into another phase. But that transition can sometimes throw up some real challenges for people. So I want to just give a powerful reframe of mind. And in our coaching, we talk about reframing our mind from negative thoughts to positive thoughts. And if you're out there and you're listening and you have heard that maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of these things apply to you, and you think, I need to change, I must change, something is wrong with me, you're not failing. There's nothing wrong with you. This is a normal part of your growth and your development. All it really means is that you're ready for that change. You've got to the point in your life where you have said, I see now that things aren't quite where they need to be. And I know that if I take a moment and if I think about where it is I want to be, then I can look at how do I get there. Now that sounds really simple, but that is as simple as it needs to be. So I want to emphasize, nothing is wrong with you. You're just listening to yourself. You're hearing them signals. Growth often starts with discomfort because it's new. It takes us outside our comfort zone. And that's something we'll maybe talk about in later sessions. But nobody likes stepping outside their comfort zone to grow. Yet it's an important part of growth. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be, but you don't have to stay there. So don't think of it as, I've been putting this off for a year, a month, 10 years in some cases. Think of it as, this is now the moment that I've figured this out, and I'm going to make sure that the next 12 months, the next 24 months, the next 36 months looks totally different for me. And again, I want to just give a shout out. If you've come across this podcast and you've listened to 1 or 2 episodes, or this is your very first episode, but what we're saying really hit home, please consider reaching out. Please consider getting involved. And I'll tell you for why I see this as important and how this can help you and other people. We can get you on the podcast. You can be totally anonymous, or you can give your actual name and be who you are. This both works well. But you can explain where you're at. You can be open about, not just to yourself, but to other people. This is where I'm at. This is the challenge that I'm currently facing. What should we do about it? And where do I want to go? It's really as simple as that. So if you're interested in being open, holding yourself accountable for change, being able to come on to the show, have a discussion, then we can look at where you currently are and how we get you to where you want to go. We may even get you on to explain that journey then throughout the process a few different times, monthly, weekly, whatever might suit. But I hope that you now understand you're not alone. Lots of people are going through the exact same thing as you're currently going through. Might be different versions, might look slightly different, but they're at the exact same point where they have said, feck it, no more, things must change. I really appreciate your time today listening, thinking about how you can progress your life, thinking about how you can get from where you currently are to a better place. All right, folks. That's it for this episode today. I really want to thank you for showing up for yourself, for other people, the comments that you're going to be leaving in the comments, and for taking the time to understand that there's more to life and I'm capable of more. I really want to recognize your effort in doing that, especially if you've made it to the end of this podcast. So just before you go, I'd love you to take a moment and ask yourself, which one of these signs applies the most to me? Or have I actually outgrown an aspect of my life? Even providing a name for the stage that you're currently at is a very powerful step for what comes next. Lastly, before I let you go, make sure you check out episode 3, where we're going to be talking about that messy part whenever we've decided, feck it no more, and what comes next. Until then, remember, you're capable of so much more than you can even imagine. You just got to believe it. Thanks for tuning in.